Well, hello there. How are you? This is Emily Windsor Craig, and it is Friday, the 30th of October, 2020. And I'm still negotiating, still negotiating my entire path with my biological sister that I have never had the opportunity to meet. And what happens when you do that is you have to retrace your steps. And so down, down below, I have put the link to Enigma, Return to Innocence, which is a metaphor for retracing our steps back to who we were in the beginning. And who we were in the beginning, my history and her history was erased. We were erased by MI5, MI6 because of who our parents were. We were erased and we were dumped in the adoption trafficking market, and we were dumped into the United States from England into poor families that had no idea, no clue who we were. And we grew up not knowing who we were or who we are. And now, almost 8 decades later, we're still trying to place ourselves in time. And she's more practical. She's more into the nitty gritty details, but I tend to be more philosophical, as you know. Okay, that's my bag here, is that I'm philosophical. And as a matter of simple fact, I live in a neighborhood that is populated by Mexicans, Blacks, Sikhs, and Islamics who all work in service industries. Okay, there are no professional people in this neighborhood. And since I don't want trouble, I appear when I walk to the store, walk my dog, or walk around the neighborhood, I have to appear as if I don't belong here, at least I'm harmless. And so I've adopted an appearance, an attire, that of being in eternity and not in time. I'm not stylish, I'm not fashionable, and I'm not like the little old ladies who wear anymore their stretch pants and baggies who look like something in drag. Okay, I have made the decision since on YouTube. I watch Bernadette and Justine and School of Affluence. Okay, Anna. I watch their idea of what dignity appears to be. And dignity in an area where most of the women are either Islamic or Sikh is not the same style or fashion as Walmart 1A or Penny's or Macy's or the higher price places. And so I'm learning to dress for eternity the way a nun does in a convent, who's indistinguishable from people of her generation, of her genre, of her education or upbringing. I'm learning to be indistinguishable, namely invisible. I've seen the movie about Princess Diaries, and the complaint is that we're invisible and we have to be invisible. And I'm here to tell you that being invisible in a corrupted, materialistic society is not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea to wear a maxi skirt and somber colors and walk with dignity and have your hair knotted into a bun or covered by a hat, because times are lawless and difficult. These times when the young generation flaunt whatever they flaunt now, they have no idea what they look like. They really don't know. And they're pitiful. Today on YouTube, it was on Twitter, I saw a collection of videos by liberal women who are shrieking and freaking out and taking themselves down over the conflict between conservatism and liberalism, and who are just screaming. And you have to look at these poor girls and ask, where were their parents? Didn't they have any upbringing? Didn't they have a mentor? Didn't they have somebody to tell them that being a 2-year-old and having a screaming fit, having a hissy fit in the larger society is not effective? It's not effective use of your time. It's not an effective use of our time. That the riots and the protests and the overreactions create just a downward spiral. Now, fortunately, President Trump keeps his dialogue on a high level of affirmations, goals, and accomplishments. And this is indeed the function of leadership, to point to where we need to head ourselves toward, not to look back and whimper and cry and rage over what happened in the past or even what's happening now. We have to look ahead. And if we look ahead to the election, we realize that an election of a candidate who's admitted to bribery and influence peddling, this is not going to bode well for the nation. And to you young, attractive women walking around on the street, appearing to be a harlot or a prostitute or a person who's careless about your activities is not going to help your future either. It's time to think about dignity and getting along and making do and getting through this. So tomorrow on History Reset, I'll be speaking more to gender issues. We'll see you. Not enough oxygen.